All right, real quick, man. This your boy JB Trap House Boxing back again with another video. Shouts out to the LDBC. Y'all smash that like, subscribe button, share the video always, and leave your thoughts and comments at the end of the video. And go subscribe to Urban Media Fix if you're looking for that exclusive street news. Okay, man, real quick, man. This is the Josh Greer Jr. versus Antonio Nieves post-fight reaction, man. I actually had the time I couldn't watch it last night because the Easter versus Adrian Granado's fight was on at the same time, so I chose to do that one. But anyway, let's get into it, man. I did a little bit of quick little research on Nieves, man. Nieves is a pretty good proven fighter to me, in my opinion. I mean, he been in there with the monster in Norway. I don't really recognize too many of the other guys up under his resume, but this is a bantamweight division. And Josh Greer Jr. is a prospect on the rise. So they trying to bring him up to fight the top guys like Inoue and all those guys, but he had to get past guys like Nieves to get to that point. So to me, in my opinion, I thought that Josh Greer Jr. shouldn't have. I think the matchmaking was horrible in this fight. Me, in my opinion, I wouldn't have put him in there with a guy like Nieves right now. Don't let the record fool you with the losses and all that. This guy is a good opponent. He's a good fighter, and I thought he gave Josh Greer Jr. all he can handle. But let's get into the first round, man. I had the first early in the round, but the first round I gave it to Nieves. Nieves was landing the more shots, the more cleaner shots. Josh Greer was trying to do a lot of boxing in the first early rounds of the fight, and it wasn't working that well for him. He was using the ring, moving around, lateral movement and all that. And both guys was getting off shots, but both guys was countering each other very well. So after about the third or fourth round, Josh Greer knew that he couldn't box and win this fight, and Nieves, I thought Nieves was controlling the tempo of the fight, in the early rounds. I gave Nieves probably like 3 or 4 of those early rounds, and plus he kept rocking Josh Greer Jr. early in the round with hooks and straight right hands, and a couple of times even wobbled him back, knocked him off balance and knocked him into the ropes and with the working on him. Josh Greer was landing some shots, as well in the early rounds, but he wasn't landing it more effective and more frequently as Antonio Nieves. So I had Nieves winning the early rounds of this fight. Now, when the fifth round, I had Nieves up. Matter of fact, I had him up like 4 rounds to 1 going into the 6th round. Now, the 6th round kind of could have went either way. Josh Greer started picking the pace up a little bit more. He started coming forward, being aggressive. Like I said, he knew he couldn't box. I boxed Nieves because Nieves was giving him that work. He was countering. They was countering each other. He was countering him. It was a lot of back and forth action, but he wasn't dictating the pace of the boxing match. He was getting outboxed, and Nieves was starting getting tired. Towards the 6th round, you could tell he started fatiguing. Both guys was landing some real good body shots on each other, man. Some real good body shots on each other. But Nieves started fatiguing in the 6th round, and that's when Josh Greer started pouring up the pressure, coming forward, being aggressive, being more effective. But Nieves was still in the banging, slugging, and boxing, using the ring. But you could tell he was gassing. You could clearly tell he was gassing. And from the body language, you can see that the tides are starting to change. But he was still in the fight. Still letting shots go, still getting clean, effective shots, but the ring generalship had done changed over to Josh Greer momentum at that point. You know what I mean? And from round 7 to like I gave Josh Greer like round 7, round 8, 9 was kind of like a swing round, but he was the effective aggressor. But like I said, it was close. It was real close. Uh, the last round, they gave Nieves a knockdown. I don't know if they took it back or whatever, but they showed the replay. It wasn't a official knockdown. He kind of pushed him down, with his arm, So it was kind of like a little off balance, a little thing where he kind of pushed him. But even with that, Josh Greer did after that. After the count, he got up and he got real aggressive and started putting hands on Nieves, and Nieves started putting hands back. They were going back and forth. Like, it was a real good fight. This fight here was a real, real good fight for those who missed it. You might want to go back and try to look on the internet and check this fight out. But I thought that to me personally, I thought that the fight was a robbery. To be honest with you, I don't think that Josh Greer won the fight. I don't want to just say robbery, but I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't think he won the fight. If anything, it could have been a draw. If anything. But I kind of had Nieves still slightly might have been edging this fight out, because he controlled more than the first half of the fight, and he made it real tough for Greer in the second half of the fight as well. It wasn't that easy, even though he was coming forward. It wasn't that easy. But I think that this is just horrible matchmaking, man. I thought at least they could have gave it a draw. They gave Greer the unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored it. I didn't hear no commentary because I had the fight muted. Not by design. It's just like that. But because I had other stuff going on. But yeah, I didn't see what the judges seen. What was it, 95 or 92 or whatever it was. I didn't see that. I really didn't see that. And I think they need to do a better job on these scores, on judging these fights. But I get it, the politics, I guess Nieves don't have a real big draw, and Greer, they trying to be, he's the star up on the rise. I get all that, but he didn't win this fight, man. He got a gift decision. I think Top Rank needs to consider this as a ghetto pass, and they need to watch how they match make Mr. Night Night. Josh Greer. He's a good fighter. I like his style. He got some tools and everything, but it's it's something that I haven't really just sat down and just dissected him yet. But he's definitely missing something. I think that what it is right now, I think that they trying to rush him along too fast. That's what I think it is. I think he needs to just be brought up a little bit more slower. The guy only got like 13 fights, and you put him up in there against a guy like Nieves. I mean, some can label him as a gatekeeper, I guess. I don't think he's a gatekeeper. I just think that he's a good, a decent, solid fighter. If you want to say gatekeeper, that's up to you. But from what I've seen, I think that he was just a little bit too solid, and the timing was bad for Josh Greer. That's just my opinion. And I really thought the fight was the other way around. Just me from what I've seen. But salute to Josh Greer Jr. It's gonna be interesting to see how they move him and who they put him in there with next. I know he ain't gonna run this fight back, but the kid do got some good stamina though. He got some good stamina. He got some decent little punching power. Good land good shots to the body, good hooker. He's a good puncher. I like Josh Greer. I really do. I like him. I like his style, but I just think that they need to watch how they matchmake him, be careful with it. I think that a fight like this should have happened like 2 or 3 fights away. He should have waited like 2, 3 more fights before he got in there with a guy like Nieves. And, I don't think these matchmakers really know what they be doing that good, because if they trying to bring these fighters up right, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but whatever. But that's pretty much it. I liked this fight. If anybody interested in going back and Google watching the fight, go Google and watch it. It was a good fight. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your thoughts and comments at the end of the video if you watch this fight. And like, share the video always. And subscribe to the channel. Jab that like button. Hit the notification icon bell so you miss the heat or the jab sessions I drop.